got me laughing at the top of the show because he made a Wayne's World reference. I wasn't sure if our floor director would get a Wayne's World reference.
Yeah.
He's young. Anyway. But I digress. You're here to talk pie. I mean, again, and we're not judging anybody. You let Pillsbury do it, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It's really, do people get intimidated by the process? It's really not that difficult, right?
No, it's not. And I feel probably...
Thus the phrase, easy as pie?
Easy as pie. You know, I feel like it's a lot easier than people think. And I try to encourage people to not be afraid. And to not be afraid to fail the first time. I mean, if you fail a little bit, the pie's still usually edible.
Right,
Just
it
make
just
sure
might
it
not
cooked.
be Pinterest worthy.
Yeah, and it's fun, and it's such a great family activity. And if you do this with your kids, you teach them super valuable life lessons about food and about how you can get these whole foods in your diet.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, exactly. How grandma used to do it.
Yeah.
And great grandma used to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and a lot of people still do it. So I decided to kind of forego the crust thing today. So we've got a nice little pie crust here in front of us already. And I wanted to give people one quick tip. I'm doing pumpkin first, but I'm starting to prep these apples a little bit too. So one pie pumpkin usually is enough for one pie. If you get a big pie pumpkin, it's enough for two pies.
But get the pie pumpkin. The pumpkin that you're carving with is not the same thing.
Although there are lots of squash that make amazing pies.
Okay.
I will say that.
Right.
Hubbard squash, Dickinson squash, butternut squash, they'll make great pies. But so one trick that I have learned, if you don't want to spend the time putting your half a pumpkin or whole pumpkin in the oven to roast it, if you're going from scratch, you can cut it up in pieces like this, cover it with saran wrap, and stick it in the microwave. 15 minutes later, you peel this stuff off with your fingers.
Just like that,
and it works great.
Stuff,
So I want to give people that nice tip. And then I'm just going to show you how we do, after we do that, we take, for our supernatural pies, is what we do.
Supernatural?
We buzz them
I believe
up.
that's a CW series.
Yeah, exactly. It's supernatural.
It is.
So we buzz up the pumpkin in a food processor. You can use like a potato masher, or you can just use a whisk, but once it gets soft enough. And I'm just going to show you, we just add these ingredients one at a time once we have our puree here. So the first thing we're going to add is 3 eggs, so it doesn't take long. It's a piece of cake, so watch how easy this is. It's a piece of pie.
It's a piece of pie, exactly.
Whisk this in, and if you have a food processor, this works great for that too. 1, let's see, 2.
Play a little counting game with the kids while you're getting ready.
Is that trademarked? And 3 eggs.
3!
Oh, and
3 eggs!
That's 2 cups.
Okay.
I like to do grams, so I always tell people to buy a scale. Because when you do cups of things, sometimes it doesn't turn out the exact same.
Sure.
So, especially when you're doing like tablespoons of, powders and things like that, bakers really like grams. So I estimate, tablespoons and things for people at home. But the next ingredient we're going to add is the honey, which is in this little guy right here. 1/3 of a cup, right? 1/3 of a cup of this.
I'm gonna jump to the conclusion that is a locally sourced honey.
It is local. How many farmers are in this little quick recipe? Eagle Creek Apiary.
Okay.
So we've been using Eagle Creek Apiary's honey for a while, and we have 2 hives at our farm now.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's going well. The hives are looking really good, so hopefully they'll both make it through winter.
Yeah.
The failure is a real thing.
Sure.
The hive failure. And we're going to add just probably 3 pinches of salt. You might call that a tablespoon. Get that in there. And then we've got some cinnamon. Maybe a tablespoon of that, but I do 2 grams.
And I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to say that the vessels that you have holding your ingredients may possibly come from
Gravesco Pottery.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
right.
Where's
So there's
Rebecca?
so much local going on here. And after that, we're going to do just a little nutmeg. I like to grind mine fresh.
Okay.
And these are cheap and easy to do. You just, what's a gram of nutmeg look like? I think it looks like, and fresh nutmeg is so much more intense. So much more intense
Is that like
and
a tree
delicious.
falling in the woods? No one can hear
right.
it. What's a gram of nutmeg
That's
look
right.
like?
So we'll stir
They
that
probably
in.
keep better than the stuff that's up in your spice cabinet too, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So it's not dried out. You get the fresh oils in there. And then just a cup of heavy cream.
Okay.
There's no calories in this, by the way. I just want you to know.
It's pie.
But look at how long that took me. I'm so glad this bowl was the right size. Add the cream and it's spilling all over the place. So this is literally the filling for the pie.
Okay.
And that's how difficult it was. Oof. So I just told you. Microwave, super easy.
15 minutes, yeah.
Then add these 4 ingredients in about the quantities I suggest, because if you get it wrong, guess what? It still tastes good.
Yeah.
A little more cinnamon than usual. And then we can literally, Actually, this is probably going to be too much for this little tart shell. Can we see this? Can the people at home see
Yeah,
this?
we got that overhead camera.
So just pour this in here like this and fill it up most of the way. And you've got such an amazing, delicious thing. So
and
this
if you
is
got some left over, what, you just throw it in some ramekins?
Yeah, or
maybe?
well, the thing is, you know, if you've got, like I do, I've got about, 10 of these little tart pans. But, you have to kind of eyeball it. But,
Sure.
But that's enough probably for, the typical 9 larger larger pie.
Right.
But yeah, so that's the fun stuff. And then we've got a finished one over here. You want to see it?
I do.
Woo!
Look at that. Amber.
And my girlfriend Bella helped a great deal doing this dough for me. I did the filling, she did the dough.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, what are you doing for the holiday season in terms of what's available by people like me?
Oh yeah, so we are definitely doing our. We're allowing people to order Becker Farms turkeys from us. We're going to have these pies and the apple pies going for sure. So the pumpkin pies, super natural. We sweeten only with honey, and we use local products. So these are local pumpkins we're getting from Waterman's Farm. Had an awesome visit at Waterman's yesterday. It was so fun. Got to meet Carol, Lisa, and Quest, and we talked to them about how their farm's doing. They've been there like 43 years.
That's amazing.
The last time I was there, David Letterman's mom was there. Everybody's making a big deal. It was kind of fun.
You never know when you source local. It doesn't get any more local than David Letterman's mom.
That's right.
That's amazing.
But yeah, we've got all these fun stuff.
We've got the link to his website and everything else on IndyStyle.tv. Start your planning now. It helps him out too to know exactly how much he needs to be doing too. Amber?
Why not? David Letterman.